When we close our eyes and think of Central America, we see waves and endless stretches of sand. We see mountains decorated with pristine waterfalls. We see communities of some of the kindest people we've ever met. It's quite an enchanting place where stories unfold at every bend. And somehow, in the middle of a heat wave, waiting for the first rain of the wet season to break, we found ourselves just there, with one of the most inspiring people we've ever met.
I'm Marina Martinez. I am originally from Peru. I was raised here in Playa Negra since I was 5 months old. My parents brought me as a little baby. We also lived like in a tent the first years. You know, my parents are surfers. Traveled around the world and then ended up loving it here, and it's a super special place. My dad ended up in Costa Rica, and he ended up in Junquillal, where we went, and he took a drive down, because in that time you could go in the car and low tide. He drove down and made it to Playa Negra. That in that time there was no road access. And when he get there, it was just perfect rides, you know, just perfect, beautiful rides, just like Indo, and nobody surfing them. And he called my mom immediately and said, bring the kids and figure it out, but you're, like, they were not gonna pay 2 tickets to come and back. So they were like, just bring your stuff and bring the kids and we'll figure it out. And that first rain of the year, it's like magic, you know, it's like just everything coming back to life. You stop breathing dust and it's just pure air with a little bit of saltiness from the ocean. And it's just, everybody's super happy after that, because also it means that the end of high season is over too, you know, and now it gets more quiet for the town. For me, surfing is like, okay, great if there's a really good swell day, but also you need to learn how to have fun on the smaller days, you know, practice your footwork, hang out, talk, chat waiting for the set sometimes could be a little slow. So all that time that you take floating around, you know, you gotta enjoy it too, you know? I got the opportunity of opening Corazón up. I was 26 when I opened it up, and I was always determined that I was gonna have a bistro. I had different jobs in a restaurant, but when I have my little restaurant, it's gonna be like 5 tables and breakfast, because I love breakfast. It's my favorite meal. Community is, if somebody reaches out for help, you gotta be there, you know, like there's always an extra plate of food for whoever asks. You know, if there is for 4, there's for 5, and if there's for 5, there's for 6. We just add water to the soup, you know, that's how you say in Spanish.
We used to think adventure was all about the destination, where we were going. It always felt like we were in a rush to get there so the adventure could begin. It was only being guided by Marina on the back of her bike that we learned that adventure to us is community and the people we meet along the way. Those who we share much more than just our meals with, but our ambitions and adversities. As we forge ahead, we reflect on this extraordinary place and know in our hearts that we'll return again soon.